Hey, you guys, it's my CEO squad, Amber, Olivia, and Courage. If you are listening on any platform that you listen to your podcast, then we are so happy that you're listening and tuning in. And if you are watching us on YouTube, we obviously upload this to our YouTube channel, My CEO Squad. Go check that out. Us individually, our CEOs run our own businesses, and we like to give you just, some insight on that and conversations that we have naturally as friends, because we are friends in real life as well. And today we're going to talk about social media comments. This is something that we are talking about all the time, off camera, off recording or whatever. And we just thought, man, I know y'all deal with this too. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Courage is having a yummy breakfast sandwich. What's on that sandwich, Courage?
Eggs, bacon, and cheese.
I had a sandwich.
You had two. You had two sandwiches.
Oh, yeah. I did. I had the Starbucks Impossible, and I get it with no egg. I will do cheese, not a lot, but I'll do cheese. But it's the
and she inhaled
plant-based.
two. She inhaled two of them.
Yeah.
And I'd say 10 minutes. We're recording an hour earlier than we normally do. And so my breakfast time is at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
So I'm having my breakfast now. That's why.
Welcome to our podcast. Hey guys, my name is Olivia Hayward.
What's up? It's your girl, Courage Molina.
Oh, it's Amber Likens, and this is My CEO Squad. Before you leave our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an upload. In the comments, let us know where you're tuning in from, and we cannot wait to get to know you more. Let's go ahead and start this conversation.
Her, and it was after watching her inhale two sandwiches when I thought, well, I'm not going to last until 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I had to eat. Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. I was like, after I do this, something else is going on, so I need to eat right this minute or I would be very hungry. Olivia, did you eat anything yet? Olivia's service is a little in and out, you guys, if it's spotty for y'all.
Yes, if I pop in and out, that's why. Y'all,
Okay.
I keep going in and out. I mean, the signal seems strong, but it's obviously not. Because y'all keep going.
Oh, no, we keep going in and out. Let's talk about
as well.
Yeah. We just so we have Verizon as a cell phone service, but we just got an AT&T hotspot, and race season starting back. We really got it for like when we're at the racetrack, there's zero service. And then when we take the camper somewhere, right, everybody's using the Wi-Fi. It's really hard. So we got that, and it is phenomenal, y'all. It is it's faster than my house. I'm like, so if anybody needs it, I mean, you pay for it. I mean, no, you pay for the service monthly or whatever, but it is so stinking strong. I loved it. It was really amazing.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
I have AT&T as a phone provider or whatever, but I have Comcast, and our box is in the living room, so I don't know. It's rainy, it's windy here, so.
Oh, that makes sense. The weather's off. Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into these comments.
Yeah, I'm going to let Courage chew her food. Let her finish eating a little bit. Okay, Olivia, I'm going to let you talk about, so years ago, let's go back a little bit. Years ago, there was a comment that came through. I've never had hate comment, and I say never, but I have in a way. But this particular comment a few years ago came through from me posting a reel on Instagram, and the music I chose had a word in it that wasn't necessarily a word that, anybody or us particularly use in a daily setting. But I didn't pay attention to the word, and I was like, I don't really care. I just was like, I think it was a song that was like, what's the word I'm looking for? It was
trending.
Trending. I was like, why can't I think of that word? It was a trending sound. So a song, and I was doing something to do with what I do in my industry and beauty, and someone didn't like it. They were so what's the word? I cannot speak this morning. Perturbed.
Yes.
Yeah, I used a word over the weekend, shopping, and Alan's like, if you can't say it or spell it, you can't use it. I was like, I could not get this word out. Yeah, perturbed by this comment. And I was like, wow. And I had to listen to it a few times to kind of hear the sound. And I was like, okay, I hear it now.
Yeah.
But that was not, I mean, if I was just scrolling and listening, I wouldn't have probably called it. That's how kind of, it was hidden a little bit. So let's talk about that. Do you remember exactly what she said? Now, Olivia and I are, obviously, all three of us are really best friends. Like, we share our life with each other. We know more about each other than probably we should. We do more with each other probably than we should. For a natural relationship, like a healthy relationship.
We are unhealthy. I keep telling them that we are dysfunctional in our connection to one another. So, just so y'all know, okay?
Yeah. We share
We do the most.
Yes. We don't.
If our husbands knew some of the conversations that we've had and some of the things that we have shared, they would never want us to talk to each other again.
I think our husbands do think that we talk about them, and that's not true. We actually talk about ourselves and how we need help.
Yes, we do. That's very true.
Our conversations are not just pointed to someone else. We actually talk about like how we always want to work on ourselves. But I brought this up to the girls. I don't think Olivia saw it nor Courage. And we went to Olivia's home this day when she was in Charlotte. And we were hanging out and I was like, y'all, did you see this comment that came through? And I read it to them and they were like, no. So this woman pointed out Olivia as my black sidekick. I cannot believe that you're using this sound in your song. And by the way, the music, it had the N-word in it. And she was like, I can't believe you're using this song. And she said way more stuff. I probably have it screenshotted.
Yeah, she was like, I can't believe you. I can't believe your black sidekick okayed this or let you use this song or something like that. I'm like, first of all, you think I'm around here I'm checking her work? This ain't school. Like, I'm not around here approving your work, your stories. And for the most of all, I think people like, yes, we talk to each other. We still do not be on everybody's social media. Like, what she posts, let me watch it and read it and make sure it's approved for the sure or whatever. No, I was not doing that. Had not even seen it yet. Hadn't even heard it. And if just like Amber said, if I would have heard the song without having no type of knowledge of like the complaint, I probably wouldn't have noticed the N-word either. Because let's be honest, there are so many songs out there with the N-word. I feel like sometimes hear certain songs and we're gonna do a reel. If it's blatant, we will be like, no, we can't use that song. Like, we've said that time and time again when we were used to do TikToks and all that kind of stuff. If it was too blatant, we would just be like, no. But if it just didn't notice, not hear it or whatever, it happens. It's just like it happens.
Yeah.
So I just think
I was just super annoyed. I'm annoyed right now just thinking about it, if I'm honest. Not just like, fine, you have a problem with her using the track. And let's just be honest, you have a problem with her using the track because she white. So I don't know why they skirting around stuff, but I'm going to say what I feel like saying on the podcast, like I always do, okay? You have a problem with her using it because she's white. I feel like if you were singing or mouthing the words and you mouth the N-word, I might be like, nah, you're doing too much, girl. Don't you post that. I might be like, you're doing too much. That's one thing. Two, it's the background. You have a problem with the word being said. You know who you have a problem with? The person who said it. That's who you have a problem with. But you thought it was going to be okay for you to get on her comments because she's white. Like, girl, you better back up. Then the next thing you messed up talking about her black sidekick. Man, if you don't shut up talking about Olivia, do not refer to her as no black sidekick. That is mad disrespectful. And I do not like that. I don't like that we tough online type of stuff. I don't like that. I know that people do it, like I get it, but I just don't like that we tough online. I am more of the like, if I don't like your content, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to follow you. I don't like your content. I'm not going to follow you. Or I'm going to talk trash about your content and I'm going to send it to my friends and we're going to talk trash about how ridiculous your content is over breakfast, over lunch, over whatever before we hit record.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything on your profile. I'm not going to say anything on your page. Please get a life and find somebody new to follow. I was mad annoyed. I was super annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I comment? I feel like I probably commented. It was one of those times where I was probably feeling super froggy because I tried not to comment because I'm emotionally immature and I'm going to respond with words that are unkind. And I don't think that is a good way to be. So then I just
think you
don't respond
responded,
well.
but I don't think you were.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I might have been froggy at that moment. Like, oh, I'm froggy.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I'm not going to follow you or something like that. We're like, peace.
Okay.
You don't have to tell people you're not following. Don't nobody care. Like, goodbye. Peace I think that's my biggest thing is that the comments are not just about you sharing your opinion or whatever. The comments are meant, I think people miss, like, your comments are meant to bully. And so then when somebody responds because you are bullying them, then it's like, oh, well, it's just social media. Or, oh, you shouldn't have a platform. No, I can have a platform where I am doing whatever. You don't have to be a douchebag, though. Like, that was, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a kind thing. I feel like people just think, oh, because you have a platform, it is okay for me to be rude to you. It's like, I don't think it's okay. That's why I say, like, I can't respond because I know that no matter what you say, it's not okay for me to be rude. Even if I internally feel like you deserve it. You deserve for me to tell you off because you're talking crazy on this thing. You are trying to you're implying something like, oh, she should have used that song with the N-word. First of all, she's going to have to boycott. White people all over the world going to have to boycott the entire hip hop, rap. Hell, they said the N-word in R&B. So you listen, you going to have to boycott all songs, hip hop, rap, R&B. You're going to have to boycott that. You can't listen to them publicly. I can't support them publicly because my support of the artist is support of the N-word. What?
Yeah. Well, I don't remember what happened with that. I do know that I responded to her because she commented in the end, right? She was coming in from both sides. And so I responded I think in a regular way. Like we all three discussed, like, what is the best way to not diffuse it, but just tell her it's cool, like, calm down, right? And then I'm like, yes. And I'm so okay to tell people to please unfollow me when they even say, again, I don't know why you're making an announcement, like you just said, but I'm okay to say, yeah, please unfollow. Like, it's fine. I don't care. You don't have to tell me. I have even some other comments that have come through on my YouTube channel and on any Instagram or Facebook, 3 different platforms. I use a particular product and have since I was a young child. And then I've just in the last 14 months, I've veered off from using that brand, not fully. I've just kind of emerged some new brands. And the company that I worked with is a direct sale company. And I've always heard that, oh, it's kind of like a cultish community because it's like, if you don't use what we have, then, oh my gosh, like your face is going to fall off. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very extreme. And so that mindset, I can see how toxic that is. And so that's kind of why I was okay to kind of just make a transition because I want to be in a healthy environment for beauty for myself personally. It's not that that's unhealthy necessarily. It's just my mental health. And so the comments that I currently get are not necessarily like about my voice or who I am or like what I look like or what I wear, you know, because I know some people come in hot like that for people, but it's more or less like what I use and what I choose to speak about. So it's actually what I'm speaking about or physically using. And it is, are you not doing this anymore? Or I can't believe you're using that. Or I have to unsubscribe to you because you're not using this anymore. And I'm like, I actually don't care. I'm really actually more grateful that you are leaving my platform because I want to serve people that are my people. You are not my people, right? You know what I mean? And so I think that I have like somewhat of a hard heart when it comes to that, because I just rather it not affect me emotionally or mentally. I just have to be like, good. And I just have to walk away from it. Not everyone that you grew up with in your neighborhood or at school or at your office do you get along with, or do you want to hang out with and go have coffee and a movie with. No, you do life beside them because it's just the way your life is running, but you don't have to, that's not your person. And so I think those hard comments that come through, I'm very quick to just kind of like deflate, bye, see ya, I don't care. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, fortunately, I don't get those type of comments, but I'm like, wow. I just always feel like you really don't have to make an announcement if you don't want to be somewhere, if you don't want to consume someone's content. Just leave.
I'm leaving, guys. Hey, guys, I just want you guys to know I'm leaving.
Exactly, like that.
I know.
Olivia, yeah. Say that again, Olivia. You went completely out.
Yeah, I said you don't have to agree with or like or any of that. You can just go, like, just exit stage left. You don't have to be an announcement, And I also feel like one of the other things that I see a lot on social media is when people are doing, like, for me, so on my channel, I do a lot of, I really don't get a lot of hate comments or bad comments at all. Most of them are always positive, more positive than sometimes I not think I deserve, but it's just like more positive.
Olivia, it's going in and out a lot, so it's hard to know what you're saying.
Well, y'all don't worry about it because StreamYard will pick it up, okay? Because that's what they do.
Okay, all right.
We'll see. So just keep on saying. Okay, so we'll see today if they're actually accurate. But yeah, it is going out. Okay, let's see that. Yeah. So I'm gonna read this comment, whatever, and it was talking about how to create screen prints for my screen prints or whatever.
Yes, and so I remember this one.
This lady commented, and I made this whole tutorial. And let me tell you, this is my most popular video on my channel. Has a ton of views and a lot of comments. And most of the comments are like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for this video. Like, this video hit for me." And just people are just so positive on it. But there's this one who said acquired a Cricut machine and just assumed that we all know how to operate one. I have no idea how to operate a Cricut machine, and I can't afford one as they are very expensive. You don't even show that you need a Cricut machine in your materials list. Can you please show us a manual method to make screen prints? This video is no help to me at all. Thank you. I was like, first of all, you saw me using the Cricut. That's number one. Number two, what video do you know? What videos on YouTube or in general, just in general, that you think people use all types of machines on tutorials on YouTube that I might not have? I'm not going to go off on them because I don't have the materials or the machines that they use.
Yeah.
Ask the materials that you want to use and follow that video. She literally just went off of me because she can't afford a Cricut. I'm like, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
That's not.
Speaking of
free content.
Yeah, and it's free content. Yeah, just picking up on that last statement. it's funny that she's so heartbroken by the fact that you use something that she doesn't have, because what you're creating is it's inspiration. And it's like, I'm going to show you how I do this. So if you also have this, you can now do it. And she may not have it today, but hey, you might have it next year. I just think it's very, again, Courage said this earlier. It's like you got all this, heat coming in because you're sitting behind a computer. But would you do that to Olivia, like in her face, if she was like doing this workshop or whatever live and you were in person? No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, thank you for showing me how to do it. And you would move on and figure out later. Like, you just don't have the guts to say it to somebody's face. I just think that's what's more annoying when you are coming in like hot about something. I'm like, it takes a lot of balls to say
and
it.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Her name was Karen. I was like, I said, wow, when I responded back to her. I said, wow, Karen. That's her real name, though.
Karen. Yeah, that is so funny.
And then she was so nice after I told her. She was like, oh, thank you. I meant no harm. Well,
you did.
Could have fooled me.
You did mean harm. You felt away. You felt attacked. Said, that was her poverty speaking. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean poverty speaks, right? Like, there's something that you want to do, you're trying to do, when you see somebody else is doing it and you wish you could do it, but your finances won't allow you in this season to do it. It's like they're using that. It's like a reminder of your financial situation. And so you just kind of lash out. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that makes it okay. I'm just saying, like, that's what happened. That's what she was like, oh, I didn't mean to be offended. Yeah, because your poverty mindset got the best of you and your fingers got the typing. You just didn't think about it. I think a lot of time it is our inadequacies that cause us to be in somebody's comments. I think you can have an opinion. I want people to hear, like, we're not saying don't have an opinion. We got a whole podcast. Obviously, we have an opinion. And we say what we want about however we want. We have our opinions about what people should and shouldn't do. And we're not saying that you shouldn't or that you can't also. We're saying there's a time and a place. And I don't think that it is helpful for you to be in somebody's comment telling them, well, dang, you could have showed us a cheaper way. I could have, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah.
This is free content you're consuming.
And she said, if I want to improve my business, I just want to help you improve your business with feedback. This is not my business. This is a video that I'm creating for free for people.
Yeah.
This ain't my business.
Yeah, people lie to themselves. They're like, oh, I just was trying to help.
There are channels on YouTube that are solely for cricket. Even if that's their business model, just because their channel is talking about using crickets or
we'll see if StreamYard picks it up. That's a long freeze.
This is what I think too. I also think, like, when people lie to themselves and say that they were in your comments to help you or whatever, I want to know, what about our relationship gave you the impression that I was open to feedback or constructive criticism for you, freeloader, right? Like, you are consuming this free content. If you paid for something from me, she bought earrings from you, she bought a course from you, and she just wants to give you feedback as a client, I feel like that relationship opens us up to a certain level. It's levels to this, so don't get beside yourself, though. A certain level of receiving feedback from a person. I just wonder, what about our relationship? Because you ain't said nothing on my content before now. You've not gave me any. You have not been engaging with me, saying that my content is great. The first time you've been looky-looing, lurking, and taking all the free content that you want. You're not in any of my programs. I never seen your name on my client list where I shipped earrings to you. Okay. You've just been getting all the free content that you can. What about that relationship made you think that this comment was going to be, that your delivery was great and that the comment was going to be received in a way where I thought, ooh, let me figure out a way to do another video to help you. Even if I had another video, I am emotionally, me, Courage Molina, I'm an emotional adolescent. I'm emotional immature. Okay. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to throw the video I had with me using scissors and an X-Acto knife to make a thing, and I'm going to throw it in the trash, Karen, and you're never going to see it because I'm childish. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to know, like, what about our relationship gave you the impression that that was going to be well received? I think that you waste your, and I don't think they're good intentions, by the way, but I'm just going to go with what you're saying. I think that you waste your good intentions in somebody's comments when you are not a client, when you have not been encouraging or commenting on the great content. How many videos have you watched that was amazing, that helped you do something that you never said anything on, but this first video that I made where you got your little feelings hurt because you didn't have the equipment that you needed to do the video, you had high hopes for a living and it didn't work out for you, and now it's like, oh, now you met, how many videos did you consume before? Like, that's my thing. I just think that we just lie. At least I feel like I told my therapist this today. At least I know I'm emotionally immature. I'm not saying it's okay, but at least I know I'm a child. And so when I say things, I'm like, yeah, that was probably childish. I'm not lying to you or to myself saying, oh, well, I was really trying to help you. I wasn't trying to help you. I was in a pissy mood. And so I said something because I felt away. Oh, let me just own that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. I feel like I don't get a lot of, I feel like I think you got to be at a certain level to get comments. And y'all know that I'm the baby of the bunch here as far as my influence. These people, they got, 50,000 followers, subscribers, they making dollars. They got, they're monetized. I'm just over here plugging along. I feel like you have to be at a certain level to get hateful comments, and I just feel like I'm not at that level yet. I did get something a month ago, and I feel like I don't share my stuff with y'all. Because I feel like, child, bye.
Some comments you just forget, and you don't be telling us, but I've been seeing them.
Yeah, here's one, and I just think to myself, like, I didn't even respond, like, so you want me to do what with that? What do you think I'm going to do with this? That's what I think. It says, for future references, my sister. So this is on my video. I'm a pastor. For those of you who don't know, I am the lead and founding pastor of Bold Faith Community Church, which means I preach every week. I also have this new thing that I started doing, mornings in the Word. It's like daily Bible reading where I'm on YouTube and I'm literally just reading from the Bible. You would think that nobody that is a Christian would have a problem with, I'm literate, by the way, okay, with me just reading what is written in the Bible. You would think that that would not be a problem, but you would be wrong. For future references, my sister, your head's supposed to be covered when you're bringing out scripture. And then they give me this thing, 1 Corinthians 11, 2-5, head coverings, and they give me this verse. Okay. That is something that I do get, right? Or that the people that, I guess they're my congregants, that's something that my congregants get, that they get a lot too about me. So people don't really say things to me, but it's like that somehow I'm not doing it the right way. So I shouldn't be teaching without a head covering. I shouldn't be preaching because I'm a woman. They shouldn't be coming to my church because I'm a woman. And how can I be a woman and do these? Like, that's the kind of nonsense stuff that I hear, but I don't really get it in my comments. And here's my thing. Follow somebody else. Shut up. Shut up. That's what I want you to do. I want you to shut up and follow somebody else, because it's a lot of, like, you worried about my head being covered. I'm like reading the word, right? Like, what are we talking about? You're not talking about my doctrine. You're not talking about my teaching. You're talking about head covering. And please, just for the record, you can miss me with dropping a verse. Hi, my name is Courage Molina. Put some respect on my name. Hi, my name is Pastor Courage Molina. You can miss me with dropping a Bible verse in a comment, because I'm not just a pastor. I am a Bible teacher, and I am a voracious studier of the Word of God. So your ability to bully me with just one verse, probably not going to work. with me, because there is context that needs to be included when you drop these verses. And when you don't include context, I'm going to ignore you. That's what I'm doing. I am ignoring you if you do not include context. I got a whole church, a whole channel out here. You'll put that, what you think, I'm gonna wear a hat tomorrow? Stop. And I'm not saying everybody's got sand. And in the Christian space, we talk about like building your house on sand and building your house on rock. I don't think that I know everything, but I know for certain I'm not taking correction from some rando. I know that for certain. Pray for me. When you see me out here in these streets and you do not know me, and I'm out here doing something that is out of God's will or way according to your understanding of the word, what I want you to do is I want you to get on your knees with your head covered, and I want you to pray for me. I want you to miss me with coming to say something to me, because my Lord and Savior knows me. He is not sending you to tell me a brand new message that he never told me, because he also knows that I'm emotionally immature. He knows that too. He's not like, ooh, I thought Courage was going to do better. He knows. He's like, well, I knew I knew she was going to act like that. Run that test back. She got to do that test again. He's not sending a message to me through somebody else. And it's the first time that I heard the message. It's going to be confirmation. It's going to be something that God's already told me. I talked to him too much for him to be like, you know what? I want to tell Courage something. Let me go tell some rando on the street to tell her, even though I just talked to her 5 seconds ago. I'm not going to tell her directly. I'm going to send a rando. The Lord is not doing it. Goodbye.
First of all, you call it a rando. That's what, on the thumbnail, I'm going to have to put these randos in the comments. Something like, yeah, it's, all right. So let's bring this back home, because talking about hate comments, talking about dislike comments, talking about people wanting to correct you in the comments versus so much of the love and the support in the community that we get in the comments. Now, we don't want this to be all about the negative things, but that is also what gets light. We are human. We are naturally going to be giving that so much light, because it does like trigger us in a sense. We're like,
it definitely triggers us.
Yeah. But the support that is in the comments and in the DMs and in our communities overrides every single thing that the hate says. Now, 100% that is facts. But also, what we give a lot of light to is the one person out of 100 that is like against it. And we're like, that's why we say, shut up, unsubscribe, unfollow, get out of here with that. Like, we don't care. We're just making a public announcement right now to, if you have an opinion on that, stop being the person behind the computer coming forth with that. Just shut up and leave us alone and move on from it. So let's talk about the support that is there, because honestly, I wish these people were like in my own town. And I'm like, it's so wild how you can have someone in another country across, like we're East Coast, they're West Coast, right? It's like completely opposite spectrums of like the globe of where we are.
Yeah.
And then here they are loving everything that you do. How did I not meet you prior to this? You have really encouraged me. You have changed my life. I have a new relationship of whatever sorts that looks like, if it's with your family, if it's with your spiritual walk with God, all these things. Like, it is really like, wow, my voice did that. And it's because we're living in our purpose. But let's talk about the support that comes through. I had someone recently say to me, and I don't have to quote it necessarily, but she said to me, if this person was still alive, they would be so proud of you. And she was speaking about the person that created the brand that I led with for years. And she's like, if that person was still alive, she would be so extremely proud of you, of how you represent the product and how you XYZ. And I was like, what? I was like, first of all, where did this come from? Like, where did this come from? And she is like the kindest person in anything that I create. She has so much like just love for what I create around beauty. And then she was like, and what she finished with, she was like, has anyone ever told you that before? You know, and something like that stood out. So it wasn't just like support. It was like that in a question. And I actually remember saying something to Olivia about that. And I was like, isn't that crazy? Because I don't really think anybody's ever said that to me before. And I told her that, and she was like, what? Even, I mean, I led a team of like, you know, so many women, all this stuff. And I'm like, nope, nobody's ever said that to me before, you know. People enjoy what I do, but they've never like spoke it in that way. She was like, well, I just want you to know, like, everything that you do is amazing. Don't worry about what anybody else says. Like, just different things like that. She was really building me up. And I was like, I didn't even like come, like, having a sour day or whatever. I'd never lead with that. But like, she felt led to just speak into me. And I was like, that is so cool. Thank you for that. Yeah. You know? And I want to tell y'all, I have not told y'all this, and even to the woman listening, I have been feeling some type of way about the number on my IG, about who follows me. Why do I feel a type of way? I don't know. And I think because I make really good content for my people, I'm like, where are they at? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, my YouTube is that's a whole different ballgame. And that just excels over any other platform I have. But this reflection of what I do in a number that is on the screen, it sometimes gets in my head. Well, I recently went to my insights on IG, and I was like, you can look at like the past 30 days or 90 days or whatever, just kind of get a roundabout. So
meanwhile, I'm on your IG right now, just looking to see what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Okay. So on the insights, it will tell you how many overall followers that you've received. So let's just say 150 people new followed me, right? But then it tells you how many have unfollowed you. No, I think it tells you how many follow you now, and then it says how many are new followers and how many have unfollowed you. The new and the unfollowed are almost neck and neck. There's maybe like 2 or 3 people difference, right? So if it says 49 new, then it says like 46 or something different. It's like, you know what I mean? Or 48. And so I'm like, you know what I'm doing right now? And I'm so I think it just hit me this weekend. I'm so happy about this. And I want you listening to really hear what I'm saying. Don't reflect on the number, because that doesn't reflect of what you do in your business. I just want you to be honest with yourself about that. It's okay. Your views that you got on a real play does not reflect what you do, does not reflect the person you are. But what I'm doing right now, because I've been so tempted to delete my whole Instagram and start over, because I'm tired of the old people. I know Curtis' face is like, I have not told y'all this, but I am like, I think I'm just going to scratch everything I've done and I want to start from zero. But you know what? I don't have to. Because it's naturally happening for me. What I've been noticing for months, probably over a year now, is that my Instagram is turning over for me. So I have all the people that are not my people unfollowing me, but I'm not seeing all the new people in because my follower count is not changing. It is still 4,916. I don't know if that's actually the number, or it's like 4,629 people. Well, it goes to 4,619 people. So it's like it changes like between 20 new followers, 10 new followers, 5 new followers. And I'm like, that's all the people that are following me that are new? This is so dumb. What am I doing wrong? It's not me. It's the old people are leaving and the new people are coming. But what you see is the number is staying the same because I am naturally turning over a new leaf. It's like turning over new skin. It's like a snake shedding the old and coming in with the new. Do you know how happy I got about that yesterday? And I was like, oh, do you know? Like I saw it, and I'll look at my insights and go, oh, that's cool. People are following me that are new. But why are the people unfollowing me or whatever? But I recently just finally, it hit me. I was like, I don't have to start another IG account, because it's already doing it for me. Do y'all see what I'm saying right now? Like how cool that is? It just gets me really, really excited. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I see that you're extremely excited. First of all, what are you talking about? Y'all don't know this about Amber, but she's the queen to throw stuff away. She is throwing away your bagel while you're still biting it because it's cleanup time. Right. Like she is the queen of like, are you weren't done
here
with that?
It is. Here it is.
Go
here
ahead.
It is.
I just looked at it. For mine, not yours. Go ahead.
I'm in my insights. It says overall, I have negative 21. Okay, overall, in 90 days, I have negative 21 people in my growth. So I have new followers in the last 90 days, 132.
Wow.
But the unfollowers is 153. Okay.
Wow.
I just want y'all to see that right there. Okay.
Nuts.
So it is naturally the people that are in the comments not supportive, not liking, they're not for you, cool, they're leaving. Bye. The people that are like, I just found you, I'm excited, where have you been, all the cool stuff, they are there. You just don't know it. So also be mindful of, on your short content, on your reels, on your YouTube channel, however you show up to talk to your community. Courage said this a few weeks ago. She was like,
wow,
you don't have to have a closed group on Facebook to call it a community. You know what I'm saying? Your community is your Instagram and is your YouTube subscribers. Like, those are your people. If you are TikTok and that's where you lead, that is your community. So constantly speak to your community like, hey, I know there's, hey, and I can honestly put a number out there now. I can be like, hey, I know there's 130 something new people on here that have never met me before. Let me reintroduce myself. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel very passionate about
clearly
this because, and that has to go with the hate and the love. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we're like, bye, leave. But then sometimes it's like, people aren't leaving. My subscribers are still the same. That's inaccurate. Go to your insights.
Yeah.
Okay, my position on that is, number one, it's so funny when you're saying all of this. It's like, I am a person who looks at everybody's analytics, right? I am the queen of that. I will call Amber and be like, oh, congratulations on your 10K views. And she'll be like, what? Is actually happening? I'm like, yeah, good job. She's like, what? I'm like, oh my gosh, right? So, but I don't look at numbers for that reason. So whenever I look at my number of followers on Instagram or YouTube, I see when they're going up or whatever, but I get excited or whatever when they're going up. But for some reason, I don't feel the type of way when they're not going up, because my Instagram, just like you said, it goes up, but very slowly or whatever. And so, but I don't let that type of numbers get me down for some reason. I don't feel like, my numbers aren't growing, but I do look at numbers. So I think that's weird because I don't have that type of number attachment, but I look at numbers all the time to compare and contrast, like, okay, the numbers are going up, the numbers are doing this or whatever. So I do look at numbers all the time, but I don't tend to let them get me down in a way. But I love your thought process in like, this is exactly what I want, right? Like, this number going down or staying the same, really what it is. It's not moving, or it seems like it's not moving, because you are growing. It's just that the same amount of people that are coming on, the same amount of people are leaving, which is what you want. You want to serve your people. And for those people who are like, I'm mad at you using this product or doing this, it's like, okay, peace out. They're actually leaving, which great. And they're not leaving a lot of comments to announce it. Wonderful. So that makes it so much better. So I do think we have to, number one, I think that's great. I think more people need to look at their numbers in that way, because I do know people are like obsessed with like their numbers growing, and this, if they're not growing, they feel like they're not doing something right. When it's, number one, we have so many things to fight over. It's just not number counts. It's the algorithm. It's the platform. It's so many other things. It's people's, concept of being on social media and watching social media, but not really following anyone or something like that. They just doesn't understand the value of hitting that follow button. They're like, oh, if I need something, I'll go back and find her, but they don't necessarily hit that subscribe or follow or whatever, because they're just lay people. They don't understand the value of, the subscribe or whatever, or the follow. So they're just consuming the content, but they're not doing all the things. They're not engaging. They're not doing this. And that's one of the reasons why we need to remember to tell our people. They say this all the time. Like, if you want people to, do that CTA, you have to tell them, like, you have to put call to actions out there, because people will watch something and then they'll keep on scrolling. They won't think to like it. They won't think to subscribe to your channel or follow your Instagram, they won't, it's just not a thought process for them. And so I find myself a lot of times when I'm watching a video, when they go ahead and say, oh, make sure you like this video, I always go and like it right then when they say it. Because sometimes I know the value of it, and still, you just forget, you just whatever. And so it's good for the creator to get that like and acknowledgement of the content is good and you enjoy it, but also it alerts the algorithms that this content is good. So just remind your people to do the things that we need to do, like engage with us, leave a comment, like this video or share this video. So that is the reason behind those CTAs, because you want people to remember to do those things. And we're all humans, so we need to be reminded to do those things, So I think that's something that I want to leave with you as well.
I love that.
I don't really look at numbers. I know that Olivia's like big on that. I feel like I'm a numbers person. Like when it comes to my skill set, I feel like I am a numbers person, but I don't really look at my numbers. This year, 2023, I've started to write down where I am, like on YouTube and Instagram, and my email lists. I don't really do Facebook, but I guess I could. I just don't. I write those numbers down. I do write down my Facebook group though. And then my membership, right? I write those numbers down, and then every month I just write the number down again, because I know that I'm supposed to keep these numbers. But like, I literally for the first time just looked at the numbers that y'all are talking about on my Instagram. Yeah. Never saw how many people left. I've been seeing this trend in Reels, see who blocks you. And I think like they say, see who blocks you, like you can hit this, I don't know, something thing. But I always scroll because I think I don't care. Like, I don't care who don't like me. I don't care who's not following me. Like, I don't have time for that. I got enough trouble with what I need to be doing, right? Like, I struggle enough to show up fully for the people who actually do love me and who are commenting how, the work that I do impacts their life. I don't need to be looking at who blocked me so I can be like, oh my gosh, what did I do to make them block me? Girl, it's fine. I don't need to know that type of stuff. So I just don't look at that type of stuff. I understand like the algorithm. I think while you were talking, I knew I was going to sound so churchy, which I don't like sounding churchy, but I'm going to say what I got to say. Like, I don't think about the algorithm. I know people are like, oh, I don't care about the algorithm. Don't run nothing for me. And that is just how I feel. The algorithm has no impact on my content and who sees it, because I have partnered with the Holy Spirit. And I believe that wholeheartedly, even before I was a pastor. It's why I would sometimes I would rebel against some of the things that you were telling me to do. I do them now. I'm like, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do because of XYZ. There is this, collaboration with strategies and setup and wisdom. But for me, at the end of the day, what dictates the content that I create and where I show up and how I show up is not these likes. It ain't these people. It is between me and the Lord. And if I have a number I want to hit, and I do want big numbers, let me be clear. I want to have world domination. I just bought these. You guys can't see it. Maybe if I turn. Oh, y'all see that over there? Y'all know how I love a big Post-it. So I've been out of these giant Post-its. I went and got Post-its from the store or whatever, these giant Post-its. And I was just smiling and grinning and skipping to my loo. I was so excited. And the person I was with was like, wow. It was Isis. She was like, wow, you are very excited. I'm like, yes. I'm like, you know what, Isis? I'm like, I have a goal. And she's like, what's your goal? I'm like, well, world domination. And you cannot do that without giant Post-its. So I am not a person who's like, oh, I don't care about the numbers. That's not true. I want to take over the world. Okay, guys? I want to have millions of followers. I want to have all the followers, all the subscribers. I want to see these huge numbers. So I'm not a person who's like, oh, I don't want to know. Let me where they at. I want to see them. But I actually believe this. I feel like I sound like a crazy person. I actually believe that my growth is going to come from God. And I don't care what Facebook is doing. I don't care what Instagram, YouTube, like, I don't care. There isn't anything that they can do that is going to outmaneuver the Holy Spirit at work in my life and through my business and God increasing my territory. So I like to exercise wisdom and do the tags and be clear in my messaging and show up consistently and create content for the platform. I like to do those things. You know, I want the Lord to bless my seed and bring me increase. I still got to get a seed and put it in the ground. Right. I still got to put a seed in the ground. I still got to put it in dirt and not in a paper bag. Right. Like, I got to put it in dirt and not in cement. Right. So I still have to do those things. But I think I'm so like desperate to get insight from God that I just don't check the numbers. So I've been writing the numbers down here lately.
Can you share your 90 days? Can you share what's happened in 90 days?
Yeah. And it's funny that you say that, because I've just been like thinking like, so it's been this year, right? That's what we're talking about, 90 days, because it's March. So we're basically talking about
December.
Yeah, mid-December. So we're basically talking about, you know, for the most part this year. So my account reach has gone down 60%. My accounts engaged has gone down 11%. So my accounts reached, I've reached less accounts. I've had less accounts engaged, but my total followers is up 3.8%. So awesome. Overall, I have 100. My growth is 100. So I have new follows 198, unfollows 98.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
for a net of 100, right? So almost 200 new people. 50% of that number has decided that I'm not their cup of tea. This right here, like, I didn't know this when you asked me that, but this right here actually proves my point.
Yep.
Right? There isn't anything that is going to stop what God has for me. I don't care what is happening. There isn't anything that's going to stop what God has for me. So even if I reach less accounts, even if less people are engaged, and we're talking 60% decrease in the number of accounts that I've reached, 60% decrease, I still saw an increase in the number of net new followers. Mm-hmm. Right? I just don't look at the numbers because I also don't want to feel like, because for me, looking at the numbers will lead me down the rabbit hole of changing up my strategy to do what the people are saying I'm supposed to do. Like, you really should be doing this and you really should be doing that. This growth that has happened without reels. And I get, like, maybe I could have gotten 50,000 or 70,000. But the whole thing about being an entrepreneur for me is doing things that are natural for me and that are, you know, enjoyable. If I'm honest, I want to create content that I like creating. I don't want to create content like a puppet because this is what the people like. Well, this is what the people like. And now y'all over here, now y'all don't like me because I was out there faking to bring y'all in. Now y'all over here and y'all see what I'm really like. And now you want to dump me. No, no. So I think the numbers are important, but I always say don't be defined by the numbers. Be informed by them. Like, let the numbers inform you to let you know how your work is, you know, impacting your numbers or whatever. But at the same time, you could be doing everything right and numbers still not get the numbers. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I just can't.
Yeah, that's why I look at the numbers. I'm very good at looking at numbers, but I don't let the numbers like totally, you know, take me down a rabbit hole of like too excited or too depressed or whatever, just because I'm like, oh, I didn't see the numbers. No, I just like looking at numbers. I like seeing how things are going number wise, right?
And I think the important part behind that too is like recognizing that the numbers are actual humans. They're not just numbers. Mm-hmm. So if the work that you do, and I think it's true for all of us, is work not just that you love for yourself, I think it has to start there. I know people like start with helping people. Don't start with helping people. Don't do that. Don't do it. Start with what you love and use what you love then to kind of direct how you help people or whatever. But I think if you do that, one, you're doing something that you are enjoying. It's giving your life fulfillment. And two, there are actual people who are being helped. So all the new people who are following you, even if like right now, I don't have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. If I look at those numbers and I look at those little bitty plays, I'm like, oh, why am I even doing it? Well, I'm doing it because there are 30 people who are in their Bible every day, Monday through Friday, as a result of me showing up and reading my Bible every day. That's why. And those 30 people, those 29 people, those 14 people, they're worth it. There was a time where you had nobody watching you. You had 0 on your Instagram, and you would have given your right eye to get 1,000 people or to get to 500 people. And now you're there. And because you're not at 10,000, it's like, you forget how you prayed and worked for the first 500 that you have right now. You know, I think the numbers can, when you focus too much on the numbers, it can cause you to forget that they're actual humans whose lives your work is impacting. And I think that is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this conversation. I think this is a conversation that also needs to be talked about more often, because we take whatever happens on social media to our personal life, and it does affect us. And we take a number on a screen, and that also affects us. And I'm like, I love this statement that you said. And it was like something about, oh gosh. Something about the number about, I don't know how you said it.
Don't let the numbers
be informed, not defined.
Informed, not defined. Yes. I need to type that out. That needs to be on a shirt. Hang on.
Look, she's trying to steal. Don't you steal my? You better put Courage Molina. You can put it on the shirt. I know you like to do it.
It's gonna be CEO Squad. I already have a list. I've already updated mine.
Just give me credit on the shirt. Just put my name. Like I see all these lyrics on T-shirts, and it's like Lauryn Hill. You can put it on a T-shirt and just put Courage Molina.
Courage Molina. Yeah. Yeah. I really do want to make sure we're being super, super informative for you guys. So we want to hear from you. And more recently, what we're going to be doing at the end of our podcast is sharing like your comments. And so make sure to give us a 5-star rating. It's super easy to do. We'll show you that on our IG too, and then on our shorts on our YouTube channel. But make sure, I don't know why Courage laughs every time I say this, but give us a 5-star rating and just say something like it was a great podcast or whatever your takeaway was. If your name is not on there and you want to put your IG handle, do that and we'll shout you out. So we're so happy that you were here. Anything that y'all want to say right now that you're laughing about, I don't understand it.
I'm not laughing. I'm just giving a good cheery face.
So to the 4 people who are listening to this podcast, we appreciate you.
That's why she's laughing. I'm like, why is she laughing?
Why are you laughing?
Because I upload the podcast to Podbean.
Yeah.
And so when I go in there to upload it, I can see like how many listen.
Well, I think what's happening.
And I know that we have not been promoting.
Yeah, I don't promote it.
Yeah, we are going to get it together. I put it in my email this week, though. We are not promoting. We need to. Like, we're not. The thing that we do for all of our other brands, because we have other businesses and that's how you guys know us, we're just not doing this for my CEO Squad. I don't know what kind of drugs we're on. But when I uploaded it to Podbean, the one from this past week, I think it was like one download, and then I looked at the new one on YouTube, and it was like 4 views in the last 4 days. I was like, well, we appreciate the family of 4 that's watching. It's the 3 of us and one other person. It's probably not even the 3 of us, but we're just excited about the 4 that are watching. We appreciate you guys, and we're gonna keep showing up just for the 4 of you. So.
Courage, you are so freaking funny, but that is real. Be informed by the numbers, not defined. Yeah. All right. We're going to leave you at that.
Very good.
We'll see you next time, you guys.
See you next time, all 4 of you.
Peace. I gotta go. I cannot.